Alright, so this is the Barons times 2. I don't even know what that means. I think what it means is it's basically like twice as many units as you get on the standard Bungie map Venice. Game 3 in the finals match between Team Ratking and Team Giant Killer General. Thanks again for joining me, everyone. It is NewMutator, and it's my pleasure again to bring you these videos, show you what actually happened, what went down, as I actually was there. And this was quite the intense matchup, I have to say. It was, oh, and actually Homer, this is Homer, he's actually here in Game 3, so he did finally show up, but yeah, so that's gonna put the game at 8 players apiece, so everyone can actually play at this point. Ratking's team is going to be starting out in the southwest. They are going to have Flatline, Donsky, Bogarda, Kermisi, Tiri, and Drunken Irishman. So full 8 players on their team, and not a bad roster, I have to say. I mean, they got rid of Raven. I think Raven was probably their weakest player. So that's gonna look pretty good for them. Although here's the weird thing, now they only have 7 players, and now Team Giant Killer General has 8. So now Team Giant Killer General has to sit a player. Who are they gonna sit? Are they gonna sit Zachnifine or LN? I don't really remember, but I think I want to say that Giant Killer General wanted to sit his weaker players because, you know, it was kind of an intense matchup. So Falcon's playing, Zachnifine I think is probably going to be playing. Genghis Khan is playing. LN I don't think is playing, doesn't have any units. Yeah, so Zach is going to get some units. Homer's playing, Kruniak is playing, and Gecko's playing. So of course Homer showing up in Game 3. I don't know, we'll see if he's going to be able to stay for the rest of the match or not. He says, you guys suck. He's like, what's the score? Who's winning? Oh, it's tied. Well, you guys suck then. Of course, Homer, Genghis Khan, and Giant Killer General were all members of the Southern Parkians, so they all kind of have that. And, well, did I say Kruniak? Kruniak, Homer, Genghis Khan, and Giant Killer General. That's over half the team that's playing at this moment in time. So they kind of have that swagger that the Southern Parkians had. And the game is started. We have Flatline, Tiri, Kermisi, and Donsky, each with kind of the warrior packs here. Tiri, Flatline, and Donsky, each with a warlock. Drunken and Kermisi both with a dwarven mortar. Very interesting. Who's on archers? Donsky. Donsky's got some archers. Donsky's got warlock and archers. Interesting. And Tiri, I imagine, does as well. Yeah, I guess Flatline and Tiri both, and Donsky each kind of have mirror units here, unit sets. What about for Team Giant Killer General? Well, Genghis Khan has 2 warlocks. Kruniak has a warlock. Falcon has a warlock. Giant Killer General has archers. Kruniak also has a mortar dwarf for blocking lock shots. Gecko has a mortar dwarf
captured,
and some archers. And then Zachnifines can be running with some Puskulls. In the kind of their southern flank, Homer kind of running his own thing with Genghis Khan. Homer with mortars and archers of his own. Very interesting. It is territories, I believe. Nope, it's last man on the hill, so everything's gonna be revolving. It's territories. Stupid me. All I had to do was look at the mini map. I couldn't even do that. But basically, everything's gonna be revolving around this flag here. So already we have some Puskulls moving up Scouting in the south, going to be looking for some tasty targets to throw their pus at. Archer's going to be dancing back and forth. Flatline's going to escape taking too many hits, but Bogarta actually taking a number of hits. And uh-oh, what was that? Did Kruniak just lose his Archer? Says, good fight, Tiri. Tiri takes out his Warlock, but loses his own in the same set of actions. I guess they took each other out. Tied at 86%, so he's going to be duking it out with Tiri here. And somebody else loses a Warlock. Who was that? Was that... I want to say that was Genghis Khan, but I don't really know for sure. 80%. Is that Flatline that did that? No? I don't know. Maybe it was a pus. I didn't quite see. But there is some pus going down. Here we go. Drunken with his force. Oh, he is retreating. Amazing. No, Genghis Khan still has both of his Warlocks, so I didn't quite see whose Warlock that was that got lost on the flag. Oh, it's probably Falcon's. Falcon had one, right? I don't know. Anyway, this goal gets through and is trying to harass here, but it's going to be taken out by Giant Killer General. There's a bunch of stuff happening over here as well. As 74%, so another some more action going down. Gosh, I wish I was better at seeing. Oh, I know what my problem is. I need to blow this up. When in doubt, blow up the mini-map. Some pus going down. It's going to be freezing a couple of those archers, but I think Gecko's going to get out of there relatively unscathed. Some more pus going down on his Mortar Dwarf, but his Mortar Dwarf manages to survive, although those archers don't get out unscathed as Bogarta takes out a couple of them. Homer's going to be dueling with, who's that? Donsky. Homer and Donsky dueling. It is 66-50%. Wow. So somehow, I wish I didn't actually play this game, so I don't really remember. I was just I was bored most of it until the end. The end was the interesting part, as Tiri's now kind of on the run. Most of his units are in the red. He's trying to take out that goal. He thinks it has a pus, but it doesn't. And Giant Killer General is going to push him across and try to deal with Flatline and Tiri simultaneously. He may be able to do that, but he's got to be careful, as there could be another flank. Kermisi with a goal. I don't know where it's going. Donsky's going to be kiting Genghis Khan at this point. 59-45%. So it's still kind of hovering around the same numbers as the last time I looked. But a bunch of stuff happened that I didn't quite see. I guess the problem is a lot of stuff happens simultaneously. It's hard to keep track of all of it unless you get really lucky when you're moving the camera around. Some units get taken out. Donsky takes out Zachnafein's goal. Uh-oh. Nice shot on Drunken. Was that Drunken? That was Drunken, yeah, but doing some friendly fire on Homer's archers. I think they're going to survive, though. But Genghis Khan's may end up losing that Warlock. Barely surviving. Homer barely survives with that Mortar Door, but I think that might be taken out here, as that Warlock's taken out. And I don't know. Drunken is on the prowl. He's gunning for Homer's Morterdorf, and barely manages to die before taking that out. So Homer very lucky with that Dwarven mortar. It's looking pretty good. It's 41-18% though. So while this was happening, Tiri was pretty much taken out with Flatline, as Gecko came to the rescue here. So really good effort here by Donsky. Uh-oh. Archer goes down. Ratking doing some last-minute damage, trying to whittle down the size of this army as much as he can. He would really love to take out Homer's Dwarven Mortar, but is taken out himself. Donsky gonna try to focus down perhaps on some of these melee units, but ooh, nice dodge by Kangas. So I think Donsky is the only one left in the game for Team Ratking, and finally we have Giant Killer General with his hero archers. Wow, look at every one of his archers has kills, doing some amazing amazing damage somehow. Zach saying, still going to chant my name when we win. So he knows that it's probably in the bag, 36% to 10%. Donsky's kind of on his own here. He's kind of outgunned. He does have some fire arrows remaining, but apparently Giant Killer General does as well. Those are going to go down. He is going to send in his troops here. They are going to get hit by the... No! They managed not to get hit, but Homer sends in one of his own warriors to clean up those archers there. He might get a couple of kills on these archers. He does take one out, but Giant Killer General, I think he spared them to Gecko when he saw that they were in trouble. Pretty funny there. Trying to keep his ratios nice and tidy. So nice effort by Donsky, but in the end he is taken out by just the superior numbers of Team GKG. I don't know if you saw that, but I did take out a couple of those archers before going down himself, but he managed to do some more damage at the very least. Let's take a look at some of these individual players. I mean, this game, you know, it was all right. It wasn't too exciting, I thought, when I was watching it, but you know, it was a good game. It came down to the end, to some of the last moments, and some of these players did pretty well. Donsky, I think, carried his team for the most part. 80 damage, 9 kills. Next best would be Thierry with 7 kills, but only 35 damage. Even Flatline had more than that. No offense, Flatline. Flatline and Kermisi had a combined about 100 damage there. For their team, that's going to be about a third of their total damage. For team, and I mean, look at the damage for these teams. 322 damage to 293. So that's pretty close. I mean, you know, 40 kills, 26 kills doesn't look that close, but when you look at the damage was actually pretty close. Giant Killer General, 86 damage for him, 10 kills for Homer, and 8 kills for Kruniak. 72 damage for him. Let's look at losses, though. Gecko with the most losses. I think some of those were spared losses at the end, which I guess it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so that's game number 3. I hope you join me for game number 4 as Team Giant Killer General pulls ahead 2 games to 1. We'll see you then.